enjoyed it. Hi, you can clap for the governor. It's all right. It doesn't take away from your journalistic ethics. Okay. Anyway, just a couple things. I know you have questions. I was just in Davos. In fact, Joe Barton was in Davos with us, and it started when we landed in I can't remember where we landed. I'm still so jet lagged. I think we landed in Frankfurt, and I was picking up my bags, and a guy walked up to me who's from Venezuela, and he said, "Why is Ohio doing so well?" Throughout the forum, I mean, people had a sense, and it might have been the presidential campaign where the fight was over who gets credit rather than who gets blamed, which is a remarkable turnaround for our great state. And it was extremely encouraging. And I had 15 or 20 CEO meetings, all of them interested in sending teams of people here, everyone from Cisco and John Chambers to the CEO of Dow. We have a lot happening in our state, and it's happening for a couple of reasons. One is, being able to tame this terrible deficit that we had, which was 15–16% of our budget, and being able to get that under control, and at the same time cut taxes, and then now, and let me just be clear about this, I talk about this and sometimes people don't get it. At the end of this fiscal year, combined with what we did in the last fiscal year, we'll end up with about somewhere close to, or even perhaps more than, $1 billion surplus. I mean, you look at Washington and the dysfunction of the U.S. government, and you look at the dysfunction of governments around the world, and then they take a look at Ohio, and it's like, how could anything be working? And so it creates a really good environment. Plus, our Jobs Ohio program can move quickly. They are impressed with a non-governmental, not-for-profit organization filled with people that understand business. They know, I tell them that our politics are stable. Regardless of naysayers and nihilists, our politics are stable. Our credit outlook has improved. So, kind of across the board. Then I tell them about our efforts at workforce training and what's happening with higher education, the ability of university and college presidents to come in with a dramatic change that encourages graduation, our willingness to engage with those institutions in training their workforce, the general attitude that we are open for business. Also, of course, our location helps, being within 600 miles of 60% of the country, and I'm always proud to tell them that in the process of doing this, we've also had a priority on those who are poor, disadvantaged, disabled. It's sort of a 360 approach to how we run the government. And now, we will have this budget in. Today I will unveil the education plan at about 2 o'clock. I've talked to certain groups about it. I'm not going to give you any details here this morning because I can't. It would be wrong to do that to superintendents who are traveling from all over the state to hear the plan unveiled to them, and I encourage all of you to come. I don't know where we're doing it, but we're unveiling it today, and you're all invited. And then I think we do a conference call after we present to them, and then another meeting tonight, and then a whole day tomorrow. Just one word about that. This is a plan fundamentally where we strip all the politics out of consideration of how we should deliver resources to our young boys and girls. This is a plan that says that every student in any part of the state, regardless of what kind of district they come from, should be given the resources to be able to compete with the child across the state. And we want to deliver dollars to the classroom, because when we provide funding for things like a disabled student, we don't expect an administration to take the money and deliver it to somebody other than the disabled student for who it's supposed to be delivered to. I believe the plan will be constitutional, and I'm very excited to deliver it. Some of the Republicans last night were like, well, how did he do this? Because I think you'll be surprised by the depth and the content of the plan, but that'll be for later. So I'm really happy about where we are as a state, and But, you know, we have a long way to go. The key is to constantly innovate and constantly change, and that's hard. That's hard for anybody, and particularly hard for a state. But when you look at Jobs Ohio, when you look at higher ed, when you look at the Turnpike, these constant innovations are leading to success. They're leading to progress for our state. And you know, we've kind of moved out of the 19th or early 20th century. I think we're getting closer and closer, and if we're not careful, Ohio will look like the 21st century, and that's our goal. But our bottom line goal are jobs, because we think that's the greatest moral issue, not only in our country, but in our state. Getting people work lifts all of them. And it is not enough to help people who live in Pepper Pike and Indian Hill, but it is critically important that everyone in this state has an opportunity to be able to be successful and to be able to live their dreams. So, questions?